Hey, roomies, and welcome back to another episode. I'm your co-host, Vanessa.
And I'm your other co-host, Catherine, and welcome back to another episode of Roommate Rewind!
Yay!
Yay! Today, we have another guest. We have our very lovely friend, Ashely. She's here today, and she is also in Methuen with Vanessa, but she's at her own house because
Yeah.
obviously we're on Zoom, another episode on Zoom. And yeah, we're still on winter break, still thriving. So I'm still in New York. You guys are still in Mass, which is crazy. But Ashely, why don't you introduce yourself?
I'm Ashely. I am friends with Vanessa and Kat. Like, I don't know. No, I met Vanessa through one of my really close friends, Haley. And then through that I met Kat, and she's awesome. I don't know what else to say. I'm in my sister's room. This isn't even mine, but
You nailed
I'm
it.
so excited.
Oh my gosh. I love how you went to your sister's room. Like,
Yeah, she's in Cancun right now. This is the last.
excuse her.
I was just gonna say, I'm jealous of her life.
Me.
She's thriving.
Yeah,
she went to Endicott too, right?
Yeah, she went to Endicott. She graduated last year.
That's so cool.
Yeah.
All of our rooms look the same right now. We all have that great
Yeah,
paint
yeah,
in a lot of
that same
in a lot of
aesthetic.
frames.
We're actually all in the same room.
True.
This is Spider-Man.
Oh my God, we could actually do that. So, like we just want to talk about like college podcasts, whatever. So where do you go to school and what's your major and like kind of what's your life like at school? Like, can you tell us a little bit about that?
Of course. So I go to the University of New Hampshire in Durham, New Hampshire, because there's two locations. But my major, I'm recently changing it from communications, like for like digital, like marketing and stuff like that, to communication sciences and disorders. I want to do speech language pathology and work with children. So yeah,
That's really
they make
intricate.
things too. So hopefully that works out.
I didn't know it was like communication, like that realm
Yeah,
originally.
yeah, it's weird. Like I thought it would be like more like neurological or whatever, but yeah, it's getting approved in March to like fully change my major. But yeah, I love college life. I recently joined a sorority. I don't even know like the signs, like I'm not even gonna pretend like I know. Just to like meet people, because Durham, like I know a lot of people think it's like a big like school and whatnot, but like it's really hard to like meet people when you live in different buildings, and like you're only in classes with like certain people, and I'm sure you guys
From like
understand.
your major.
And pot is like I visited, it's like small. Like you have
Yeah.
to kind of like branch out. So I joined a sorority to kind of just meet people, and it's going really well. I have like a really good fam. I hate like the terms for like sororities because I'm just not like that. Like I don't even know anything about it.
Wait, is your Greek life like big? Is UNH like Greek life like big?
Yeah, they are pretty big with
Okay.
Greek life. Which is also kind of scary because
Mhm.
there's some sororities that like I didn't do like the regular recruitment. I kind of just did like COB, which is just like you go to the sorority you think you like. It's the one my roommate's in. So like
Okay.
Oh, cool.
Oh, but
it's
that's nice that you
comfort.
guys are
I
like
didn't want to
together.
have I didn't want to have to meet other people. I
No,
already
that's so real.
Because I know so many people, like both of them and their roommate go into Greek life and then like they go separate ways because they don't get into like the same like sororities and stuff. So then
Right.
like obviously like sometimes they work out, but then sometimes they drift. Like I guess it just depends on like what happens and stuff. But
And I also
that's cool
made
you guys
sure
are
that
together.
yeah, I made sure too that like she was okay with me joining hers, because sometimes you just want like space between like your roommate and stuff. Like you don't
Or
want to
like to
be
have your own
Right.
thing, like something
right,
like
like your own clique and stuff. So I
yeah.
made sure she was okay with it. She was like, "Oh my God, that'd be so much fun." Now we like go to events together, so it's like really nice. But yeah,
Yeah.
I knew a lot of people just from like this girl that I'm really close with. I met in a class, and she's in the sorority. So like it was kind of just natural for me. Whereas
Mhm.
if I didn't know anybody, I would never join. Like I was so
Yeah.
against, because it just it's very corny to me, but
Yeah.
Right.
Like
yeah.
I know like northern sororities like in the States are like different than like southern sororities for
Oh my
sure.
God.
But
Yes.
like
Yeah.
do you have like a crazy like recruitment process or were you kind of like was it kind of like a little bit more chill? Because I know like um a lot of my friends who were like during the COVID year, like it was kind of like half and half because like some things they couldn't do because of COVID and then like some
Yeah.
things were like no, they're still full on like craziness. So
Yeah, that shit sucks. Like the whole COVID thing makes me so sad for like college students because you're literally paying for
Mhm.
like you're losing money by not being able to do experiences, in my opinion. But no,
Yeah.
for me, it was pretty easy. I was so scared because, like I said, like I could be social, obviously. Like I can talk my mouth off. Like I literally don't have a problem with meeting people. But when it came to sororities, I was just very like into like, oh my God, like the stereotypical, oh my God,
Yeah.
are these mean girls? Like, because I know a few stories from like other sororities where the recruitment process, like everyone I've talked to is like, oh my God, they were all so like rude and just like only
Right.
care about looks. Like that's it. And I'm like, I'm not trying to just like join a sorority to like look good and like do all this shit. So I
Yeah.
was like, I don't know. So I did COB, which is just like, I forget what it's called. It's like a coffee date where you just go on like a date with like
Oh,
a
that's
recruitment person.
cute.
Yeah, so we went to
I like
Aroma
that.
Joe's. Yeah, which Aroma Joe's is I literally was like, I'm not like a big beverage person, but I was like, is it
Really?
weird if I don't get something? So
You're
I
not
got
like
like
a
these
coffee gal?
mm, I like literally poop my pants. Like I
As
didn't
Vanessa,
think I
as
could do
Vanessa's like sipping on a Dunkin' or
No, like I don't know. I've tried like some of my mom's coffee before and I love the smell. I like to make it, like it's satisfying, but
Fair.
Good for
Fair enough.
you. Good for you.
I
it's
wish it
also like
wasn't
an
like
expensive
addicted.
thing too.
It
I
is.
literally just got my coffee this morning.
Yeah.
Beforehand, I was
I
like,
feel like I would
caffeine.
definitely benefit from it or like an energy drink once in a while, but I'm also like off the rocker sometimes where like if I had a coffee in my system, I'd be bouncing off the walls.
Right.
Like
It took a while for me to not have a panic attack after drinking a cup of coffee. Like
no, seriously.
Yeah,
Yeah.
truly.
I think this is like recent too, because last year, like when me and Vanessa would go get like Dunkin', and we didn't have a car, like our first semester before I
Yeah.
had my car on campus. So the like one or two times like Haley was up or Logan was around and they had their cars because they were visiting, obviously, and we went to Dunkin' like the next morning after like going out. Vanessa would be like full on shaking,
Yeah.
just
Well, because
having
like
like
after
coffee. And
you
it's like, huh?
drink, mhm. Well, like after
Yes.
you drink, you get like trembly anyways. And like I literally remember waking up one time and I was like fully like I felt like Scrooge, like Ebenezer Scrooge in the cold. I was like, oh. So
Which
like
I
if I had a coffee, I'd be done.
Yeah, which I
Mhm.
think is so like that was so like eye-opening to me of like the effects of caffeine because I never had like those side effects even when I first like started drinking coffee and
Which is crazy
all of my
because
friends
Cat can
were like
also,
already drinking it, so it wasn't like a big deal.
yeah,
Yeah.
that's so, because Cat, Ashley, you're gonna die at this. Cat, one time freshman year, this still blows my mind. She chugged a coffee and then went to bed.
Bro, that's like sociopathic behavior.
I
Right? It
know.
was like one of the Dunk's pre-sold bottles, like the Girl Scout Thin Mint one or something, and she was like, go, go, go. And then she's like,
That shit was good when they had those at like our little like market
we were
like thing at
addicted to those for
school.
a
Oh
little.
my
Yeah, like the
god.
Starbucks ones.
I'm not
Yes.
even joking. I spent like all of like my cash, like my like dining cash on those drinks because I was addicted. They
You
were so
gotta
good.
spend it. You have
They
to
were
spend that money because my brother, when he
so good.
graduated, he had so much like dining dollars left over
Oh,
that like
really?
he went to the convenience store and was like taking racks of like
That was
Starburst on the
that was
shelf.
my brother too. But like I think for us, like we don't have so many dining options. So I
Yeah,
feel like I go through
Yeah.
all of like my cash first.
We
right.
go through that
So many
so
and I
quickly.
have so many like leftover swipes, which is annoying. Like I wish I had cash left over into swipes.
Right.
Does your like town, because you're in what is the like it starts with a
College
B.
town?
Yeah.
Beverly.
Beverly. Okay, it was like at the top. I was gonna say Berkeley, but I'm like, that's not right.
Close enough.
Do you guys are you guys able to use like your swipes at like local places? Because I know for
Yeah.
us, like we can use it at like Durham House of Pizza and like stuff like that.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
We can use them at, we have like a makeshift Chipotle right off campus. And like you can even use it at Panera and stuff like that. But
Yeah.
they upcharge. If you use your Endicott card, they upcharge you a lot,
Well,
which is weird. So
that's only that Mexican place, I think.
yeah, it's
Taco?
crazy.
Other places like you like there's a pizza place like right in town and you
Oh, they
can
don't upcharge you, right?
yeah, you can just use like your it's kind of
That's
like
good.
they call it like off-campus like dollars or whatever. You can just use like your
Yeah.
off-campus dollars for that, like for certain areas like off campus, which is nice. But honestly, if I'm going off campus, I'm just using cash.
Right.
Right.
Just using cash or like my card because I like when you can use your off-campus dollars on campus is what I do.
Yeah.
Is like
Yeah.
they let you like transfer it. So I just always like that because I'm like, if I'm buying something on campus, like I don't want to be using like actual money. Like I rather just use like
Right. Well, for me,
that.
cash is not money. Like it's
Oh,
Yes.
we
if I
probably
don't
had a
see
whole
it,
episode.
I don't know I spent it.
We
So
had a whole episode about like girl math. So like you're totally team like cash doesn't count.
no, yeah, it doesn't
Yeah.
count.
Okay.
I
Doesn't.
also just don't carry cash because like I have this big fear that I'm just gonna like lose it, like it
That's
falls
so
in my
weird.
wallet or my pocket because I have like this like wallet thingy that's like
Mhm.
broken. But I feel like I would just lose $20 in like 3 minutes.
Oh, totally.
You know what? I just don't. The only thing I don't like about cash, like, because I'm team cash. Like, I like using cash. But the one thing I hate about cash is like when I use it and then I have all this change. Then I have
Ugh.
all this change, and I'm like, oh, I don't know what to
It should
do
be a
with
new
it.
currency that's just not change. Like
I'm
like
like,
a bill or something that you could just like put
I'm just
in
like,
and get cash.
I don't know what to do with it. Like, then I have all these like quarters, and I'm like trying to stuff in my pocket.
And like the
You put
theory
it in a
is
piggy bank.
you
Yeah,
save the coins in your car for like a toll, but I'm
yeah.
just running right through it.
That's what
Send
that's what
those
I
to my parents. I'm not
Ew.
stopping and giving some lady $20 and
Yeah, the coffee place I went to this morning, thank goodness, that's why I like cash because I had all this change in my car actually from when I like used cash or whatever, and
Did
I
you
had to
pay
pay,
in quarters?
well, no, I had to pay the meter. So I had to pay the luckily I
Oh,
had
oh,
no one my two other friends that I went with, like they didn't have cash. Like I was the only one who had cash, thankfully. So like I was able to like put quarters into the meter for like us to go in, for us to
can
go
you
in.
believe they have to pay like a thingy to go get a coffee, like parking on the side of the road? Isn't that things like
that is
that are such a culture shock to me? That's so
that is
crazy.
crazy. The only
It's
thing
only
I
like
pay meter
certain
for is like
towns.
the beach.
Yeah, exactly.
The beach. Oh my God.
The beach, like
Yeah,
Newburyport, like things like that, where like you're like going somewhere.
See,
right.
that's like crazy to me because like our beaches, I feel like they're more like parking lots. Like you pay to get into the beach, but it's like 20
Well,
bucks
we
to
have
get
both. Like
in.
Salisbury or
Okay.
Yeah,
has like the meters where you like park in this parking lot. But
right.
the other like
Okay.
makeshift ones where it's like some lady holding a sign that says
Yeah.
20. Like,
They're
you're
like,
like,
what?
it's usually your last
Seriously.
resort because it's just awkward. Like you're just like,
Yeah.
Oh my God. Okay, I know we got a little sidetracked, but let's jump
Oopsies.
back. Let's all good. We love our side conversations.
yeah. Now
Um,
everyone knows that we like cash.
yeah,
Yeah, right.
So handsome over.
So give us some. Yeah.
guys, I wish I had some. The funds are low.
Guys, like this video and give us $20.
I've
Our
been
Venmos are.
I've been buying so much stuff off Amazon recently. Like every day a package comes to the house. It's so bad. It's
That's so
so
I
exciting though.
love Amazon. I used to hate on it, being like, who needs Amazon? I need Amazon.
right.
Especially during school, like when it was like
Mhm.
8,000 degrees, like like in September, I bought this humongous fan for like $15, came in a day. Oh my
Exactly.
God. Sorry, my alarm went off.
Jump
That was like my
scare.
emergency. Did you sleep in? Like you have a pot.
Um, now it's like girl.
The shit
Get
out of
up.
No, yeah, like it's so bad. Like I have Ashley, you have to join it. I have like a haul if you like hauls and stuff. I
Oh
do
my God, yes.
Does
recently
Ashley love Halls?
recently I've been doing one like almost every day. So I have like a hauls like private story and I literally show like all of my Amazon, like all my Amazon stuff
Oh
that I
my
get.
God,
Like
I
it's
love
been
that.
coming to the house a package almost every day. Like we used to make fun of my mom because my mom's really bad with like she'll order stuff in the middle of the night. She's
Mm.
big, like she'll order stuff in the middle of the night and then she's like, I didn't even know this came.
Yeah. Oh my God, what is
Like
this?
now that's becoming me. But it's not even like in the middle of the night. I'll just like order stuff because I'm like, oh, I need it. I'm like
Yeah.
telling myself I need it. But I'm like, do
I
I?
order things that I just don't need. Like I will order like the most random thing that I'm like, I could need
Think it's
this.
also because I'm working right now too. So I'm working. So I'm like, oh, like money will just keep like money will come again. Like I'm not like as much in
Amen.
the
That's
savings
such a
side.
bad mindset, but I understand. Like
It's
when I
such a
was
bad
working,
mindset,
like
but
yeah, I'd be
dangerous.
like, I can buy these like $200 jeans because the next paycheck will just cover it.
That's my
Exactly.
mentality right now. And I'm like, I need to stop because it's gonna keep going when I actually don't have funds coming in. So
Yeah.
I'm
The
also
second
not
you
living in
stop
my parents'
working,
house and I have to pay rent like eventually, like
yeah.
terrifying. We'll get there when we
Growing
get
up
there.
sucks.
Right?
But let's get back into it. So Ashley, like a big part of your life is obviously like your singing career. Like we want to hear all about that. So like where kind of did you start with that like whole journey? Like we can flash forward like before college. Like what made you like want to do this? Because I've heard you sing before and you are absolutely insane. I follow like all of like your accounts. Like I text Vanessa all the time. I'm like, "Oh my God, like Ashley's video was so good."
Ew, oh my God. Yeah, I like literally there's videos of me like on my mom's Facebook at like 4 singing like Fergie on a like a pretend
Okay,
like
she's a good Fergie.
I knew when I was young like who I was. No, but I've always loved singing. I used to write like these really bad like songs and my parents would like record it and post it on Facebook. I'm like, I get it, but like now looking back, it'd be like, I love my mother. And I'm like, what the fuck?
But that's
Um
so cute to like see how much you've
The
progressed.
progression,
Oh,
yeah.
it is cute. Like I look back and I'm like, I can't even like remember any of this, obviously, because I was like
Yeah.
4. But it's like nice to see that like it's always been something that I loved. Um, and then like when I was like I've always sang, like I've always done like talent shows at school, even though I have like the worst stage fright. So like that's
Really?
like the thing really holding me back from like doing like a competition show is I get so nervous. And when I was younger, like I would literally have like the biggest fear of like doing a talent show in front of like 30 people that I've like been friends with.
Yeah.
Never really won a talent show, but
You know
I'm
what?
still salty. This one fucking kid would do the same act every year of like a road and would
All
beat
of a
me.
sudden he's busting out a move. He's like,
He's just like the same moves every year. I'm like, how does this kid keep beating me?
oh my God.
Oh,
But like, yeah, every year this kid would win, and there'd be a kid playing the drums, and he's like can't even hold a rhythm, and I'd be in third place. But whatever. But I had the option when I was younger to either do singing lessons or do like dance. And for
mhm.
some reason I chose dance because I was a baddie. I didn't think
Wait,
I needed
that's so
lessons.
funny. That's so
Well, like
funny.
also like I've always wanted to do acting and stuff like that too. And my parents were like, if you want to do like acting and singing, like we'll put you in classes. And my stupid ass was like, I'm gonna do dance. I think it's because my
Wait, I
sister
love that.
yeah, my sister did dance, and I just thought like I watched Dance Moms, and like I just thought I
Yeah.
was the next Maddie Ziegler.
Because
Did
you don't still dance, right? Like, when did you stop
no,
dancing?
I quit in like 2020 because I realized how goofy I
Oh,
looked.
that late. That
Yeah.
late. Oh, so you were like doing it for a while.
Well, so it's weird because my old studio, like the OG studio that I was at, combined with another one.
Yeah.
So a whole flood of like new people came along and like they were all really good at dance, which I wasn't used to because we kind of sucked. Um, and that's when I really started getting into like the competitions and stuff like that because I was like, I
Mhm.
really like I did tap solos. Tap was like my thing. I was really good at tap. Um,
Hey,
and I
Maddie
loved
Ziegler.
it. Like I felt so like I'm Maddie Ziegler up in this bitch right now. Yeah, like I loved dance. And then the teacher left, like the one that combined with our studio left because she wasn't getting paid like the amount
Mm.
the lady told her. Um, and then all the good people left to go to another studio that she knew. And when I went to join that studio, I was like 13, 14, so like a really rough age. And the girls there
Yeah.
were so fucking mean. Like they were full on bullies. Like
I
even
was
my
gonna say
mom,
that's like a tough age with
yeah,
like
girls
Yeah.
were like
girls
awful.
merging with friends and stuff. Like that's a tough
Yeah.
age.
They didn't want any new people. And
Yeah.
especially because the only thing I was good at was tap. So like sometimes I'd be in the front because the teacher would think like, oh, like Ashley can do this, not to toot my own horn. But they would just be like,
Shoot it.
oh, like she's new, like why is she whatever. So even my mom, who Vanessa can vouch for, is like literally the sweetest, most like
Yeah.
outgoing lady ever, was like the moms fully would ignore her, fully would just like not want to hang out, not want to do anything. It
Yeah.
was like, this is awful. Yeah. So I
Right.
and then
Yeah.
walked
You
out
don't need that.
of it for a year and then was like, I can't do this
No,
anymore.
that's a really rough age to like merge like with friends and like like teenage girls at
Yeah.
that time because that's when everybody's kind of like now getting to like middle school, like high school, and everybody
Right.
kind of is like settling in on like their friend groups and like who their friends are and everything. So with new people like come in at first, like at first they're very hostile and like they don't want anybody in.
People are super cliquey, especially dance people. Like
Yeah.
people,
Yeah.
and I fucking hate that because I've never been that type of cliquey
Mhm.
person.
Right.
Someone
Yeah.
new, like I try my best to be like, yo, like let's hang
Like
out.
open arms.
But some
Yeah.
people are not like that, and it was like really awful. So anywho, about singing, I auditioned for The Voice back in 2021
Yes,
online.
I remember that. I remember that.
No
It
way.
was such a good audition too. It was so good.
I think like the song was
Wait,
not
who
the
were the
right,
judges at the time in 2021? Do
probably
we
like
do you remember?
fucking Maroon 5, dude. I don't even know.
Oh, Adam Levine.
Yeah, I don't. I
Well, it was
honestly.
obviously Blake Shelton. I think it
Mm,
was Blake
Gwen?
Shelton. Was it Gwen? I feel like
Gwen
Gwen.
was still there, I would think
I
so.
mean, that's her man, so I would think.
Right? Because
I can't
she
believe Blake.
just left.
I can't believe
I mean,
Blake.
sorry, he just left.
Was like Pharrell on that, or am I like?
Was that Pharrell's season?
I don't
Was
know.
John Legend there still? Or was he
Uh,
there?
Getting
yeah,
Pharrell and John Legend confused.
Right, I know. Well, John Legend's there now. I know that, but I don't know when he like.
oh, that was
Are you
that the
looking at
year?
like
Was that the year?
2021?
Yeah, I'm looking up. Oh, they're saying season 21, not 20 year.
I don't know what season that would be.
That's like
I'm looking
Ariana Grande. Oh my God, I would have
it
passed
up.
out.
I'm looking it up because I'm
No,
really.
I'm curious too. I wonder.
Oh, yeah, that was the year it was Kelly Clark. That was a good season too of coaching.
Ah!
That's when it was
Kelly Clarkson.
Kelly Clarkson, John, Blake, and Ariana.
Oh, whose team
Yeah,
would you have wanted to be on?
Kelly Clarkson, 100%.
Absolutely, yeah.
that
I
was a
like
hard
her.
one for me. That season, if like I'm not a singer at all, God no. But I mean, in the car, I mean, I'll give you a performance. But in the shower, we get encores. But in person, no. But that's a hard one for me. Like John, he knows like John Legend, he knows so much about music.
True. He's
Yeah.
very,
He's very
but for
like
me, like Kelly Clarkson's such a staple icon in
but
like my
but
life.
so does Kelly Clarkson. Like Blake, like I love
Yeah.
country music, so I feel like that's like and then like Ariana Grande, like she was my childhood.
Yeah.
But so was Kelly Clarkson. That's such a hard
It's
one.
I just wouldn't be choosing whoever else is there. Is it John Blake?
Yeah.
I mean, like
Oh.
Blake for you, I feel like your type of style from just like
Yeah, like if I was like a
listen to.
country singer, sure.
Yeah,
I just
Right.
don't really like his
vibe.
I'd probably pick John Legend. I love him so much. He's so cute.
He
Yeah,
is a teddy bear.
I
He's like
love him.
seems like
His
this.
Christmas songs. His Christmas songs are so good.
so
Yeah,
good.
it would have been tough.
So is Kelly Clarkson. She's got some Christmas
True.
hits.
I don't know.
True.
I feel like Kelly Clarkson, yeah. I feel like
Collection.
her music would have been like the most like my style. If she
Yeah, I
feel
agree
like
with
at that
that.
point you
Ariana
have to go
Grande
with
would
who's your
be
style.
some like
Yeah.
shit, and I'd be
Those
like
runs and like
yeah.
No
yeah.
thanks, girl.
Like
That's so cool. So you auditioned for The Voice and like sorry.
yeah, it was like literally a Zoom like this. Like it was like an online audition, but it wasn't in front of people. It was just like you have like a 60-second time slot and you have to in that 60 seconds. I know that sounds like a long time, but it's not because you have to introduce yourself.
Yeah.
Say where you're from, like say a fun fact, and I'm like rapping them. I'm like, I am
And
a
then, and then sing. Yeah.
and then you have to press record on like your karaoke or whatever and like start singing and not mess up.
Wow.
I was really nervous. So it just like the song I chose was from A Star Is Born, I'll Never Love Again. It's
Oh, I
on
love
my
that
singing
song.
account. But yeah,
Little
no, it was a fun
promo.
experience. I literally knew like I'm probably not gonna get in, but like it was just like a nice thing to put myself out there.
You
'Cause
gotta try,
Yeah.
yeah.
right, like I said, like I'm so like I have the biggest stage fright. Like it's insane. Like
Yeah.
people will be like, "I'm gonna sing for us," and I'm like, "Fuck no!" Like I literally can't do this.
That's what I wanted to get more into because obviously being a singer, one of the biggest parts of it is performing in front of other people. So it's like, how do you balance the two? Because I'd be the same way. If I was good at singing, I would also probably never get up in front of anyone because of how like anxious I am. So like,
Right.
how do you deal with that?
I kind of don't. Like I feel like my whole thing,
Honesty.
I know I have anxiety, but my whole thing is if you're not nervous, then you don't care enough. That's just my
Right.
like mentality that like gaslights
Yeah.
into thinking it's okay to be like
Yeah,
shitty.
you want to do so good that it's gonna stress you out.
Right.
Yeah.
So like I will always, no matter what medication I'm on, no matter how much therapy I do, I will always be nervous because
Yeah.
I really care about singing, and like it could be in front of my mom and like I'm still nervous. Like, and it's also nice too because like big artists like Adele and Lady Gaga have openly admitted how like nervous they get before performing. And I
Right.
feel like artists don't really open up about that because they just want to
Yeah.
like put on this persona
Uh,
that like, oh, like whatever.
Mhm.
But people get nervous, and like I feel like that's normal. Like imagine being Taylor Swift and like
I was
performing.
just gonna
right,
say that. Yeah.
I would be literally on the floor sobbing.
right.
So I kind of just like it's more the anticipation going into it, but then once I'm on stage, like I become super confident and I'm
Yeah.
perfectly fine. And also
Right.
like, I have to bring myself to like what's the worst that can happen? Like my voice cracks, like okay.
Right.
No one's
Yeah.
Right.
gonna remember, and if they do, then they're a fan.
I feel like
It,
going off that, like, so people who are like you, who have kind of that stage performance, like anxiety type thing, because one, like, I feel like I have a lot of like anxiety and stuff about like different stuff, but talking in front of a crowd and just like
you
entertaining,
can do that.
I feel like has always been like my strong suit for some reason. Like in class, like I can give a presentation and like talk to a class full of like friends, or like go in front of a crowd of like a million people and just kind of just sit there and like make it crack a joke, because that's I
That's crazy.
because I
Like
think
I
I
feel
just always,
like I yeah.
but I
I
feel like,
feel like I can put on that.
sorry.
Oh, sorry, no, you go.
You're good. But I think I've just always used like humor and like crowd, like I don't want to say like crowd work. 'Cause I'm not a freaking comedian, but like but I've always just used like the people around me as like a way to like relax myself.
Hmm.
So I don't know. But
Yeah, I feel like for me, I'm like, I was gonna say I'm in the middle, but like I feel like sometimes when, like, if I notice someone else is nervous, then I'm more outgoing,
mhm,
like in a group presentation, because I like feel like I can take the initiative and be
Yeah.
like, okay, like
yeah.
whatever. And I put on like such a fake persona, like I'm not Ashley in that moment.
Hmm.
Like it's
Ashely.
like, yeah, I'm Ash Slay. Like that's just like my thing. Like my mom was like, Ashley, but you sang like I literally sang in front of my entire school at an assembly,
Yeah.
like senior year, and I'm like,
That was so good.
that was just not me. Like it wasn't me. I like fully
Yeah.
out everyone and everything. Like I barely remember that
Yeah.
experience because you just put on a fake persona.
Mm,
So like I could definitely do it. It's just like
Yeah.
participation
mm.
makes me sick.
No, my I'll
Well,
never forget. I'll never forget. Sorry, Vanessa. But
not sure.
no, my mom, like my senior year, we do like a fashion show for like charity. Like it's like a fashion club and you do like a fashion show at the end of the year. And so me and my friend were like what kind of like took the mics and like started like kind of like being like a host, like goofing around and like talking to like the audience. My mom was like, I've never seen you. She's like, be so like yourself up there, like
Yeah.
kind of being so confident and like funny and just like whatever. And I was like, I don't know. I feel like it's where I'm most comfortable. It's just like cracking a joke or like making a fool of
Yeah.
myself.
You're
Yeah, I feel
comfortable in
like
the crowd.
I feel like your personality is just so like comforting and outgoing, like that people can just relate to you.
Hmm.
I
Well,
think
and
I just keep it real.
relating to that though, Ashley, because I know you're in like a couple singing groups like in college,
Yeah.
but so do you find that it's easier to sing in a group of people or perform whatever with more people around you? I know we were just talking about that, or do you like the individual performances better? Like, do you want to get into a little bit of what you do at school and stuff?
Yeah, so last year I did concert choir, not again, because I just didn't like it. Like it's just I would prefer, I know music people like classical music and stuff, but it's just not for me. Like my
Yeah.
parents would fully go to the concerts and be like, we didn't know what the fuck you were singing, but good.
Yeah.
And like it's they literally go just to hear me, and
Yeah,
I'm like,
for
oh, and
you.
a concert choir, it's kind of hard.
Yeah.
So I also just didn't like the group of people in that group. They were all very like clicky and
Mm.
not nice.
Yeah.
But so I joined an a cappella group called the Notables, and I literally love every single person in that group. We're all super close.
Mm.
Like that's what I joke about is that was like my OG sorority because we did
Yeah.
everything sorority. Like we did like sleepovers and stuff like this and like paid events, and it really helped me like I feel like it's built my confidence up even in a group setting with like going out and doing gigs and like being in front of people that you don't know that I feel like I can possibly do Oh my God, I just choked on spit. I could possibly do that one day, like go out and like do a gig for like a restaurant by myself without like
Yeah,
other people. So it's definitely good for like exposure. And like also you need other people and like an a cappella group, obviously. But I liked having my solo. Like it was kind of fun because it's like
yeah,
I get to still experiment with like doing my individual thing and also like have people on stage with me, so I'm not like just me, you know?
right.
Yeah.
Have you
I
have you done like a cappella before this, or like was this a totally new like thing that you were going into?
I did a cappella in high school, but it definitely wasn't on the same like level as
Mhm.
this because we
Yeah,
obviously didn't do like paid gigs and like we didn't
Yeah.
have like a reputation. Like the one I'm in is the New Hampshire Notables, and it's been around for years. Like there's a group of people who are old members called the Afternotes, and they do a bunch of stuff because it's like one of the oldest, or it is the oldest like a cappella group in at UNH, which is kind of cool.
that is
Uh,
so cool.
Yeah, that's
You're like
cool.
yeah.
the Bard and Bellas. That's what I'm picturing.
No, like we're like the OGs, like us and the New Hampshire Gents, like the boy and girl group. It's also
Uh-huh.
nice to have
True.
just girls group because I don't know, like I just feel like guys would cause drama. Like I don't know, I just feel like it just wouldn't be the same
Yeah.
That's
dynamic.
interesting that you said that you say that like a like the guys would cause drama instead of like the girls, because I was gonna ask like a group full of girls, like how does everybody like get along like that wise? Because I feel like girls are very like can be very rough with each other sometimes. So
Um,
like, coming up with
I know,
routines and stuff for like I don't know if that's the
yeah,
correct
there's
term.
definitely I've heard that there's like stuff in the past, but like obviously it's hard to like get along with everybody in a group, but like genuinely I get along with everybody. Like I don't know if that's the same for other people, but I honestly just don't take it that like I take it seriously, obviously, but I
Yeah.
don't I don't see the fun in like just standing around doing like nothing and like not joking around with each other. Like that's how I
Yeah.
get to know people is just by like being
Right.
myself and
Mhm.
being crazy and annoying. So
Well, if
I,
you see if your personalities click, like I think that's
Yeah.
a way to see.
and I feel like everyone so far, like we just recruited some new members like this past semester, and I'm still new to the group. Like I joined this year or fuck last year, during the spring semester. So like it took me a second to like get into it because I was like one of
Yeah.
the people. It was just me and my friend Liv, like the only two
Mhm.
people that joined. So at first I was kind of scared, but we got along and we were like, oh, we don't want to like mess up the group dynamic by adding new people, but we all got along really well. They all realized that I have a really dirty humor, like dirty mind. Like because I would always make like jokes and stuff and be like, oh my God, what if this like is like really embarrassing for me? And like they think it's weird, but
Yeah.
they get it, so it's nice. Yeah.
That's
But no,
fantastic.
usually guys I'm not saying guys bring the drama, but like say like a guy and a girl like each other in the group, then it's like, oh
Yeah.
God, like now the
Yeah.
dynamic is like
Or like they date and then break up type thing. Like
right. Like it's kind of nice to just have your girl group and then like
mhm.
Yeah, totally.
yeah.
Yeah, very fair.
No,
So
that's great.
we wanted to ask you like another question, like, so you've been performing now, I feel like for like very long time, a while now. Like, what's
Too
your
long.
favorite and like best and worst parts about being a performer?
The best part is always like just I would say like this sounds so like cheesy, but like the audience is like how they resonate
Yeah.
with it because there was like this event or not this event, but I sang for like a nursing home like with a group, my a cappella group in high school, and to people like it doesn't seem like a big deal, but like it really was nice to like see how like you can affect the community just by singing. Like singing
Mhm.
is such a simple thing that like a lot of people can do, but it
Mhm.
was nice. Oh my gosh. My mother just called me. Hold up. Am I
Hey.
still in this? Wait, where am I?
What? You're still here. You're
Oh, hold up. Oh, sorry. I literally told my mom like don't call.
No, you're
So
good.
anyways, I thought I literally just messed up the thing again and I almost had a panic attack.
No, you're good. You're
No,
good.
I was like, why? Um, but yeah, just like the audience reaction and like it's kind of nice to see like my family obviously and friends support and
Mhm.
it makes you feel better about like what you do. Like
Yeah.
the worst part would probably be, did you ask the worst part?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Best and worst.
The stage fright. Like I don't like
Mhm.
how nervous I get. Like it's something I'm trying to work on because it's gotten better in the past couple years. Like I've gotten a lot more confidence just by like being on stage and doing my thing, but I still don't have the confidence to like go out there and like audition for a million things yet. So
Yeah.
Right.
yeah.
But you
Well,
know
that's
that's
okay.
important. That's important to keep having goals to like work towards.
Right, because if you are, like have no goals, then like you're not feeling like you're
Mhm.
progressing. So like
Exactly.
yeah.
I
So I
mean, there's
think,
no time limit. You see the like 60-year-olds that go on
yeah.
America's Got Talent and they're like, this song has been my dream.
Yeah.
And it's like,
This has
oh.
been my jam since 1940. And you're like, whoa, lady. Like, what?
But also another thing I wanted to talk about was you recently started like a YouTube channel.
Oh yeah.
Oh my God. Do you want to like talk a little bit like about that? Like what kind of inspired you to like make a YouTube channel? Because I feel like for us, we're kind of like our generation is like the next generation of I don't know if YouTube is still like as big as it was, like, or I know a lot of it is like TikTok now, but like with that stuff, so like what kind of inspired you to be like, you know what, I'm gonna make a YouTube channel?
Well, me and my sister, like, there's videos of us like pretending to have like a YouTube channel. We called it the Renault Show.
Aw.
Like we would
Cute.
like we set up my mom's iPad and do like the baby food challenge or like all these like trendy.
Oh,
And
yeah.
sister's always been into like vlogging and like when
Mm,
we went to Ireland back in 2017, she made like a vlog and it was nice because we had like a GoPro and like this
yeah.
vlog
Yeah.
camera. So it's always been something that I've been interested in, but I obviously am not even close to being where I want to be. Like it's such a
Mm,
learning process. Like I don't have like a professional camera because they're expensive as hell.
trust me, I know.
But I just feel like it would be nice to just do my singing, get exposure there, and just like post whatever. But I also want to do vlogs where like you can look back in a few years and be like, oh my God, like I remember that. Like that was such a
Yeah.
fun day, like whatnot. It's just hard because we live in such a small town where like there's really not much to do. So it's
Right.
like, I don't know what to like if I did do vlogs, like what would I vlog me going to Tarjay? Like I don't
Yeah,
know.
Why not?
exactly.
Why not though?
Yeah, and
Those are my favorite vlogs. Low
True.
key.
no,
Well,
me too.
I just think of the people that I've watched for 10 years, which is like Alicia Marie, Remy Cruz, and all they do is go to Target and
Like
like
Yeah,
vlog there.
yeah.
yes, like no, I want to see you clean your room. Like I want to see that time lapse. Like
Yeah.
it motivates me to clean my room because like
Yeah, we
Yeah.
want to see your hauls,
right?
guys. Yeah.
Like that's a big thing with like Roommate Rewind. Like the podcast is us obviously being on YouTube this year is like allowed even like me my like to do like other things too of like there's so many different avenues now that we have this platform
Yeah.
of the two of us like even when we're at school I'm like Vanessa, this is our time to just like document life.
I
You know
know.
what I
You're
mean?
never
Just
gonna live a
something
day again. You might as well.
exactly. Just to like
And it's so
look
hard
back
though,
on.
because that's where I feel like I would love to. I've always had like the dream that I was like, I don't think a 9 to 5 is for me, like at all. So I was like, I
Yeah.
need to be an influencer. Like that's just the only other option. So I
No,
was like, I've always wanted, like with my cousins when I was younger, like we'd make the iMovies, the video stars, like we do all
Yeah.
that. And like I know how to do that. So it's like, why not just do that? But the thought of posting it and having people from our town like see that, not even, I
Mhm.
don't care that they like make fun of, like I don't care about that. It's more just like I don't want them to see a single thing I do. I
yeah,
Mm.
don't
like
know
the
why.
privacy.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like I don't care what strangers are watching, but like for some reason people I know, I'm like, it's kind of
I
weird.
Yeah.
know I just sat on my couch all day and ate chips.
Exactly.
I think
Yeah.
it's because like you know, like people know you beyond that like surface level
Yeah.
of
It's getting rid of that
connection.
mysteriousness.
Yeah, that
Yeah, exactly. It's like you're really letting them into the, not even
yeah.
because it's like cleaning your room that's not vulnerable, but at the same time, like the most vulnerable, they're seeing my messy room. They're seeing like, I
Right.
don't know how I feel about that, but at the same time, I'm like, I should just do it
That's
because that would be so
Mhm.
fun.
Because
that's
why
such a good
not?
point. I never thought of that. Like letting people in. Like for me, I'm such an open book that like that doesn't really bother me, but like the
Yeah.
judgment used to.
Yeah.
Like,
Hmm.
oh my God, like people are gonna make fun of me. But then I think about it and I'm like, I hate half the people in my town, so why do I even care anyways? Like I'm not friends with them.
Well,
Like the
Right.
circle
Like
of
it doesn't
friends,
matter what they think.
right?
yeah.
The people that actually like I'm like actually close to support this. So why do I
Yeah,
care?
Exactly.
exactly.
Yeah.
That's all that matters. Like I have so many friends who like I know they don't watch the podcast and like that's totally fine, but like
Yeah.
they're just still so supportive and
Right.
they don't like I realize that like people don't care as much as you think they do.
That is so
People are
true.
so worried
Yeah.
about themselves that they don't
Yeah,
even.
like even people in my town, like, and I was talking to my friend about this the other day about like the podcast or like when I post, I told her, I was like, like it's so nerve-wracking because like I have to post for the podcast, but like, it's embarrassing like when you're trying to like do these trends and like whatever, like
Yeah.
it comes up on like your friends like For You page from town or like whatever.
Yeah.
And I'm like, you know what? I'm doing it for me. And that's something we talked about last episode too, was just kind of like our New Year's like resolutions was kind of one of my things was
Right.
just, like just posting for me and just like doing
Right.
it just because. So like I
Yeah.
love that you started it and like you kind of are on
I
that
foot in the
journey.
door.
Like I hope
Yeah.
like the YouTube culture, like you said, Vanessa, of like the Alicia Marie, like Remy Cruz stuff like comes back because that was like
Me
that
too.
was like our childhood. I don't the song.
Exactly.
Um
Who knows about these other imbeciles,
yeah.
but for us, yeah.
But like
Well, also,
I loved that. And like I know it's kind of shifting more towards like TikTok and stuff. So it's a lot to like balance it all because now it feels like
Right.
starting a YouTube channel isn't just starting a YouTube channel
yeah, you
anymore.
need
Now it's
Instagram, TikTok, like
exactly.
Twitter, fucking X, like you know all this stuff.
Yeah.
Like
It's all
a
these
lot.
platforms like managing it. And like even for the podcast, I realized I'm like, it's a lot of work.
It is. And like
So
I feel like I always have like the content mindset now. So I just went to go see that like very trendy movie, Anyone But You, for the second time. And I was like, this would be a great opportunity to make a fun TikTok about it. But then I was like, oh my God, I have to ask my friends to like be in it. Like, is
yeah,
that weird? Like, hey, I want to
yeah.
post this for this account. Like, can you be in it? Like,
Mhm.
I wonder how influencers bring that up
Yeah.
or
Yeah.
Well, also,
ask their
do you
friends.
see like those people at like the grocery store? Like I'm
Hmm.
just imagining them setting up their tripod, buying like
Yes.
like to me, like it's like such a satisfying video. I'm like, oh, I could so do that, but I definitely couldn't. Like even
Right.
like
Yeah.
vlogging myself in Target, like I would be so scared. Like not
Yeah.
even because I care about what people think, but just because like I'm being perceived and like
Yeah. A certain way.
it's so out of my comfort zone that it's like, oh my God. Like even the other day I went to Olive Garden and I like set up my phone in the
Yes.
car. Yeah, because of breadsticks, bitch. I like set up my
Yeah.
phone in the car and I like did like this whole spiel about like a video that I wanted to post and it was like gonna be a vlog with like my friend at Olive Garden and I just went into Olive Garden and was like, I can't do this right now. Like I
Yeah.
can't set up my phone and like do
Mhm.
this vlog. Like it's just a
Yeah.
lot.
Yeah.
But and also you guys are on Spotify, like all this stuff. Like I don't even understand how you guys do it. Like I literally
I'm
said
still
to Vanessa,
figuring
I'm
it
like,
out.
how does she know how to do this? Like, oh my God.
I'm still figuring it out. But even so, like it's so funny because Vanessa, you said you're like, oh, I think kind of like with about content now.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I have that I've always had that mindset just with always wanting to like kind of the thing I want to do with life, like photography
Right.
and all of that. Like I've always had that since I was kind of like in high school of like that mindset of like content, but then I would never like execute it because obviously I was like, oh, I'm like in high school, like I'm not gonna do that.
Yeah.
The fear of
But
judgment in high school is so stupid because
it's
like
so
we're all
crazy
ugly and
that we think
annoying.
like that. It's
Yeah.
so crazy. But even so now, like I had like my mom thinking like that. I
Aw.
was literally running
Like, I
errands
need to
yesterday
vlog
with
my
my
Starbucks.
mom. But like I literally was running errands yesterday with her and she is one of like my biggest supporters and just like she's like Catherine, she's like we are so funny together. She goes, we need a camera in this car, like we need to video
Yeah.
each other, like our conversation. She goes, we went to like make returns. She's like, we need to vlog us like making returns. Like it's so funny.
Exactly.
Like she's in that mindset now too. So it's funny how I like kind of shifted her like over,
Yeah.
So like
especially
And
with
I think
a different generation too of like
mhm.
thinking like that. So it's kind of crazy. But
Exactly. Well, me and my mom go to Target too, like basically almost every day. Like we're going after this. And it's like I should start because she always buys a million things. So I'm like, I should just record, the aesthetic videos where they have like the Ariana Grande hand putting things
yeah,
in the
they're like
cart. Yes.
it's
Let
like
me crop
those Bath and
jabbing
Body
with
Works
their
accounts we
products.
made when we were like
yes,
little,
exactly.
like the
And I'm
BBW
like,
accounts.
I should just record tossing everything in the cart because there's always a million things. Like it's
Yeah,
not my money. So it's like I should just toss this in and post it.
of my money.
Well, also like you can't really do like ASMR because it's fucking loud as hell. Like
Right,
Yeah.
I don't know how people
exactly.
like silence the whole store.
I
Mhm.
don't
Like
know either.
well, also like
But
what I was gonna say is me and my like not to try to like be like, oh, whatever, but like my family's so funny. Like
they are. They're so
parents
funny.
swear, like my nana's hilarious. Like we
Yeah,
all are like our dynamic as a family is so entertaining to me that I'm
it is.
like Shane, my sister's best friend, is like the
Yeah,
funniest person I've ever met.
yeah. You
Like,
guys could have a reality show that everyone would watch. Same with
that's
Cat's
what
Family.
I'm
Like
saying,
it would
like,
just be so good.
if we vlogged a second of our life, like I'm sure
Yes.
people would think it's funny. It's just the whole
Just your New Year's Eve vlog. Your New Year's Eve
Oh my
vlog
God,
is
it was
so
so funny.
effortlessly
Oh my
funny.
God,
And
that
that's just
whole
a fraction. And that's just
yeah,
a
fucking
fraction of your guys'
Haley
personality.
bitching about my thong color the whole time. Like, excuse me? She was talking shit. I'm like, girl,
She was. She's
Oh
like,
my
can you
gosh.
believe?
she's
Oh my
so
God.
I love
Well,
you.
we are running out of time, so we're gonna wrap this up here. But Ashely, thank you so much for being on. This is actually such a fun episode. Like, this is why
This was so fun.
that's why I love
One of
these
my faves.
because it's so easy to just like go on tangents and just like talk like you're on
Right.
with your
Yeah,
friend.
there's no like awkwardness, which is
Yeah.
so
I was gonna say, if we were hanging out in person, this is exactly what we would talk about anyways. And I just want to
Yeah.
give the three of us a little bit of credit for being so not out. I mean, I
entertaining and
think
sexy.
period. But like you're so out there, and I love how like you post anything, and like whether or not you're anxious inside, like you don't look it on the outside. So like
Thank
posting
God.
everything, like all that, I just think we're trying and slay.
But yeah, Ashley, do you want to like plug anything? Like this is your time. Like
Plug all your accounts.
plug
I like don't even know the
everything.
names of half. Yeah, my Instagram, my Instagram's right here. No, I'm kidding. My
I'll
Instagram
put a picture.
ash.renault, and then I have a singing account on Instagram called Ash Harmonies that I don't post on, but I might, and then my
You
TikTok is
should.
Ash Renault. I post like singing sometimes, just funny vlogs.
You've had a couple hits on your TikTok. We see.
Yeah, it blew up a hot second ago. Not really anymore, but it's
The
still
Amber Heard Johnny Depp trial was Ashley's prime.
on my prime. I want them to go back. No, I'm kidding.
Oh my God.
And then my YouTube should just be Ashely Renault.
Okay.
Period. Search
And
her
then
name
I'll plug
everywhere.
you guys too. Really,
Uh-huh.
I literally went on a binge like the other night. Like I have a TV in my room and I fully binged the one with you, Logan, Haley.
Oh my
And
God.
that was so
Stop.
funny.
That
Like
was
the
so
whole like
funny.
trivia was so good.
We
That
love
was
that
a funny
episode.
one.
We
Because
need an
like
episode
Haley
of
and
you and
Logan,
Haley.
like, when they argue over like who knows what about Vanessa, like it killed me.
Oh my God. No, we need an episode with you and Haley too.
Oh my God, who knows
That'd be fun.
That'd be really fun. But Ashely, thank you so much for being on this episode. Hopefully I see you soon. I know.
abroad, right?
Yeah,
Oh,
like
oh, just be
in
sobbing.
2 weeks. So definitely with that, a lot of content coming.
Those vlogs be
A
like,
lot of vlogs coming, so stay
mhm.
tuned for that.
Yeah,
But
that vlog camera.
let's go to the outro. Thank you guys so much for watching another episode of Roommate Rewind. You know where to follow us. Make sure to like and subscribe to our YouTube channel on Spotify. We're on Spotify, we're on TikTok, we're on Instagram. We're on X, all at Roommate Rewind. So make sure to follow for when new episodes come out, when vlogs, when random TikToks, all of that jazz come out. So thank you guys so much, and we'll see you in the next one. Bye.
Bye. Dab on those haters.